So determining the value of your home is a little bit of an art and a little bit of a science. Now, the art part comes from reps and experience in the marketplace, but the science part, there's some important pieces here that I think it will be helpful to share this day and age with so many algorithms out there that will generically give you a home value. Those algorithms are calculating the market as a whole in that town, so they're not accommodating for a lot of the individual differences between homes that we as realtors look at in order to price them. So they give people a lot of false expectation one way or the other. So I thought this would be helpful. If you're curious about the value of your home, there are a few simple steps to look at. And one of the keys is to not allow ourselves to rationalize why it could be worth more. This is something we all want to do when selling anything, a car, a house, etc. You rationalize why your house could be in that next tier. And it's really hard to fight against that and stay in reality. And that's where, usually realtors like myself come in handy. But let's get started. So the first thing you want to look at is the style of home you have in your town, right? You don't want to compare different towns. You want to stay in your town because the taxes, the school system, the amenities of that town are selling points and determine a market value. So to get most accurate information, you want to absolutely stay in the current town. And you want to find style of home. We don't want to compare a colonial to a split level, right? The marketability of those homes are different. The cost to build those homes are different. You want to compare apples to apples, colonials to colonials, ranches to ranches, capes to capes, etc. So make sure you have the right style. Next is square footage. You want to have as similar as possible as square footage, close as you can. You're never going to find exact, but you can get pretty close. And you can also look at price per square foot to make sure you're in the right range. Now, a common mistake here is people want to add in their basement to that above grade square footage. And that's a mistake. You're looking at above grade square footage only as your baseline. And then you can add a bonus if your basement's finished. That certainly can be an extra feature or benefit, but you don't want to mix that in with your above grade square footage. The reason for it, appraisers don't do this, and the reason for it is the cost to construct below grade finished living space is much different than above grade. So although it is a nice bonus and selling point, it shouldn't be calculated in price per square foot. Okay, so you have your style, you have your square footage. Okay, you're getting as similar as possible as you can. The last piece to this is the tiers of property. You have your top tier, which is the home's been completely renovated in the past 2 to 5 years. New kitchens, new baths, fresh paint, floorings in excellent condition. All the landscaping is up to date, right? The home is it's been completely updated, right? This is your top tier, okay? Now you take that town, square footage, style, and you only compare top tier to top tier because the market responds differently to homes that are all updated that way, okay? Next tier is a home that has some updates, but some things that are still dated, right? So maybe the kitchen has been redone, but all the baths are dated, and it's got old wood trim in the house, right? Or maybe the bath is updated and the kitchen is not, otherwise. So it's got some updates, but not all. The furnaces are great, has great useful life. The roof has great useful life. It's really a move-in clean home. This is your second tier. Third tier, this home is dated, right? Everything about it is old. It looks like it's from a different century, but it is very livable. You can move right into this property. The kitchen works, the furnace works. It might be past its useful life, but it's still working great. The roof doesn't leak, it's in working order, right? So you can live in this home, it's just cosmetically dated. That's tier 3. And then tier 4, the bottom tier, this is a property you cannot live in. It's not habitable. There's maybe water damage, maybe mold, maybe a roof leak, maybe a furnace isn't working. You need severe drywall repair or remediation of some kind. It's a complete rehab. The home's a complete rehab. So when you're valuing your property, start with your town, go to style of home, go to square footage, and then make sure you put it in the appropriate tier. And using comps with those simple steps in mind can help you really get an accurate determination of home's value to give you a rough idea. Now, for a listing strategy to price it, that's a whole different conversation. We want to look at competition on the market. We want to look at absorption rate. So that's a whole nother video. This one's getting a general idea of value of your home. Hope it helps.